And I'm not saying that I told you so, but I told you so. And I feel even stronger today than I did the other day when I said that the Dallas Cowboys should trade. Turn off your Micah Parsons, okay? Rob G, what's the news of the day?
Yeah, so Rob's been beating this drum for months now. In fact, we did this topic earlier this week where Rob was saying, hey, man, I think it's time for Jera to trade Micah Parsons. Apparently, Micah listens to the show.
Well, he wants to hear a quality program, not that awful podcast that he does.
So he put out a lengthy statement on Friday that reads in part, talking about his time in Dallas, quote, unfortunately, I no longer want to be here in Dallas. I no longer want to be held to closed-door negotiations without my agent present. I no longer want shots taken at me for getting injured while laying it on the line for the organization, our fans, and my teammates. I no longer want narratives created and spread to the media about me. I had purposely stayed quiet in hopes of getting something done, but no.
Don't let the door hit you on the way out. That's what I feel like. And you know what? I get it. Ephraim, he's a great player. We know that. Great players move on. Great players have been traded. Sometimes you need to move forward. And one thing that Jerry has done his entire career, he is the cave king. He's caved all the time when it comes to these players. You know, he wait around, and then he, we're not doing that, whatever. And then he caves and gives Dak Prescott $60 million. Like, he always caves. Jerry, none of this has ever worked for you. And I got news for you. As great as Micah Parsons is, you cannot win the Super Bowl with Micah Parsons like you have done the last few years. And you cannot win the Super Bowl. You haven't done it with him, so why can't you do it without him? Either way, you're not winning the Super Bowl. What is the real difference? I'm serious. And you know what? You could get a haul for him and plug up those holes. The Cowboys have more holes than a golf course, and I would be more than willing, if I'm Jerry Jones, to do something different. You want out? You'll regret this. You don't want to play in Big D. You don't want to be a Cowboy. All this stuff, you got your podcasts and these commercials all come from being with the Dallas Cowboys. Take your butt to Tennessee or some other place and go see if you get all this stuff. I doubt it. If I'm Jerry, I'm putting on my cowboy boots and I'm kicking ass. And I'm telling Micah Parsons, get out. You don't want to be here. We don't want you here. Good riddance. Arrivederci. You didn't know I was bilingual, did you?
Yeah.
Ephraim, I'm dead serious. Enough already.
I mean, I guess say it with your chest.
I just got hair on my chest after that.
All right, look. Now, all of that ranting and raving you've done, that's great. Now, the problem isn't Micah Parsons in this. Micah Parsons has done nothing but excel at the position he was drafted.
Is that right? Did you watch the playoff game against the Packers at home? Did you watch that?
So Micah Parsons, what I do know.
Did you watch that game?
What I do know is an individual player is not the sum of a game.
Great.
Right? Do you know what that means?
So I don't have to pay him either.
You know what that means?
Yes, I do. And
right?
I love that.
One game doesn't make
I didn't say one
play.
Game.
So
look at the first 4 games in year 2. I just gave you an example.
All you did was just point out a game. You gave me an example.
All I'm saying is.
So what I'm telling you is, in the league of in NFL, what do we know we need? You need a quarterback, right? You need a left tackle.
You got a $60 million quarterback there.
And you need an edge rusher.
Okay.
Those are the 3 positions.
We'll get a different edge rusher.
Have to have.
How about a different one who doesn't have a podcast?
Because they grow
who's not
on trees.
Invested in stuff outside
Or do a player
of
swap with Cincinnati.
All right.
Cincinnati and Trey are having issues.
How about a guy who doesn't have a podcast, who's all the way in, who doesn't go on his podcast and rip his teammates and tell them that they're the reason that they lost the playoff game and that he played well.
So is that the reason you don't like him is because of the podcast or because of his play on the field?
Both. I like all of it together. All I'm saying is you haven't won a Super Bowl with him, so you cannot win one without him. It's just that simple. As much as you want to believe, Ephraim, that he's going to be the reason that they don't win, I'm sorry, but Jerry has a 30-year head start on Micah Parsons. And it ain't going to be about him and the reason the Cowboys win or don't win.
Micah Parsons has been nothing but excellent for them, okay? So case in point, in 4 years, Micah Parsons has 52.5 sacks.
How many wins do they have when it matters?
Look, wait. He can't. You just went on a whole rampage about how Jerry is bad at this thing called GMing by paying people late. And what you just went on a whole rant about how Jerry is not up to snuff when it comes to building out the roster and paying people when they should, and he waits and does all of that. You can't put the onus on a player that the Dallas Cowboys have been irrelevant for 20-plus years.
30.
That has nothing to do with Micah Parsons.
No, but I'm just saying.
What it does have to do, Micah Parsons, is
show me how Micah Parsons has
13 sacks and 84.
I don't care about those numbers.
Well, no, but that's the metric.
No, that's not
what
the metric.
It is.
Sports has a short
menu. No.
Wins and losses when it matters.
Robert.
Wins and losses.
Robert Parker. Robert Eugene Parker.
Lee. Robert.
I know.
That's what my mom, when she used to get mad at me.
Equanimous Parker.
Robert Lee. And I would be like, uh-oh.
Players, if Micah Parsons hadn't had double-digit sacks in each year, the first thing you would be talking about are his stats. But because he has performed, he has shown up. 13 sacks, 13 and a half, 14 sacks, 12 sacks, 52 and a half sacks in 4 years is what you draft someone in the first round to do. He's answered that. He did that. And you got to remember, the first year they had him playing linebacker, outside linebacker, inside linebacker, put him over there. They didn't know what he was, and he still outperformed their ineptness. So what I'm telling you is, as a player, if you look at what he said, right, the negotiation style that Jerry and Steven and the Dallas Cowboys use is they tried to get him in a room and negotiate with him without his representation. He came in there to talk about something else, and they started talking about numbers and contracts.
You can shut that down.
What I'm saying is, after he left that meeting, his agent was informed the deal is all but done.
Well,
so when you don't run your business like you're supposed to run your business, like other successful franchises are running their business, then this is what you get.
Can I give you some reporting?
You can give me that's what you do. You're a reporter.
I want to give you some reporting, and this is according to NFL media reporter Jane Slater. The Cowboys internally discussed the idea of trading Micah 2 years ago before Jerry shot it down.
Mm-hmm.
Slater added that Micah's comments on his podcast rubbed teammates the wrong way,
yes,
and that the team didn't always believe when he called himself the leader of the team. And one coach even said, quote, nearly every player was in my office telling us we needed to do something about him. That's from a coach, an anonymous coach there, who says that there was players'
perfect.
issues.
You know what? Guess when the Dallas Cowboys could have got maximum value for Micah Parsons? Take a guess. What do you think?
They can still get it.
Listen.
No, they can still get it. He's that great. He's a great player.
Listen to what I'm saying. In all of your years of covering the league and being in those rooms, the room where it happens.
During the draft, you could do it.
Pre-draft or during the draft is when you could have got a king's ransom for a player like Micah Parsons.
Of his caliber, you could still do this.
But once again, what I'm telling you is they've mismanaged it, and they're not maximizing the value of the trade. They're doing it all over again.
So we're talking about, of course, Micah Parsons, who has demanded a trade, requested a trade, whatever word you want to use. The Cowboys have been slow to pay him. They've done this a million times, and at the end, Jerry always bends, I should say, and pays.
Well, you own one today.
No, I'm just saying. He does. He always – remember Emmitt Smith that set out a couple games? The Cowboys lost 2 games.
Yeah.
Jerry backed up the Brinks truck for Emmitt. That was a bad deal.
But my question to you is, what's the point? What are we doing?
What?
Does he have to do it? Like, I'm going to do it my way? Is it that type of situation.
I guess, but it's a bad way.
Now, based on your reporting and your sources, you read that guys on the team they're not vibing.
Not with all
Micah.
the other stuff, right? It just seemed like it's the podcast thing. He's different from Draymond Green. You know what the difference is? Draymond Green actually had already won some championships already before the podcast
But
came.
a lot of guys have podcasts.
No, but I'm just saying, like, if you could tolerate that, even though I think it's bad. But Mike hasn't won anything in the Cowboys, and this guy's like creating. You remember? Let's name the top 10 quarterbacks in the league, and somehow he left off Dak Prescott. Like, I don't think that's where you want a team to be. He didn't say.
Is Dak Prescott a top 10 quarterback in the league?
I don't think he is, but I'm just saying, but teammate putting out a podcast?
You want him to lie about it?
Yeah, absolutely. Or say, of course I'm not going to bring Dak. Is everybody except
for Dak.
That's the way you get around it.
All right, but
Emmett.
he is a kid, though. So.
Emmett in Olympia, Washington. You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's happening, Emmett?
Rob Parker and Ephraim. How you guys doing today?
What's up, brother?
Doing great.
Nothing much. Good to finally talk to you, Ephraim. Always good to talk to you, Rob. And I'll start with this. This is the most Dallas Cowboys thing of all time. I'm not really surprised that this happened. I mean, it's typical Jerry Jones, and he did the business side of things very sketchy. And I don't blame Micah Parsons for the way he handled that when he was talking about in his little essay that he wrote, my agent wasn't there when I went in to talk about like leadership roles and all that, and they started negotiating the contract. To me, that seems scummy because it seems like they were trying to do something that maybe Micah Parsons wouldn't realize and only an agent would realize to try and maybe screw him out of something. I don't know. It just gives me a bad vibe.
Well, wait a minute. Don't you remember, and stop me if I'm wrong, when Micah Parsons said, Rob G., you remember this, that I'm not trying to break the bank. I just want to be the Cowboy. I don't care. Money's not that. Remember, he did all that. No, he did all that without an agent. He was just talking about how he was.
Yeah, that's not negotiating.
No, but he was talking about how he would be able to he'd take anything just to stay, and money ain't that important.
Negotiating.
No, I'm
Rob.
just saying.
It's like going to court and representing yourself.
Last thing. Oh, did we
go
lose
ahead?
him?
Oh, sorry about that, Emmett. We cut you. We cut you off.
Drew in New Jersey. You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Drew?
Hey guys, I think that if TJ Watt gets paid, he needs to get paid. Plus, he's a lot younger, and in my personal opinion, I think he's better at this point. Additionally, I don't think you can hold what he did in the playoffs because that's not a standard that we do to anybody else. Like, you think Lamar Jackson's the best player in the league, but consistently his worst game of the season.
No, my point is, the difference is when somebody says they don't want to be somewhere, really, I'll show you the door. If my wife or girlfriend or whatever says she don't want, trust me, I'm not going to convince you. I'm not going to convince you to stay, is what I'm trying to say.
He said,
I'm not.
He said before they held money, he said he wanted to be there.
No, he just put out a thing on social media.
Now.
He don't want to be there.
Now.
Because they're not
please,
gonna pay
come
him,
on.
which is ridiculous.
And you know you don't even believe that. He's a phony, and I'll get into that later.
He's a
phony. With an F, not even a P. He's a phony.
Leverage. He hurt his own leverage by saying that, is what I'm saying. Any wise person would never mention any contracting while you're, if you're a top market guy. He did that because he wants to be there. It was idiotic, but he still did it.
Okay. All right, Drew. I don't know.
Rob just hates Micah Parsons. That's all.
It's just
not your
it's
cup
not my
of tea.
cup of tea. Absolutely.
Right.
I would pour milk into that.
Now, if your cup of tea was a quarterback, you surely would hate Micah Parsons coming after that cup of tea. I can tell you that.
Oh, that's fine.
He's a game changer.
All I'm saying is, like, people who win, I have more. I'm willing to do more if you've won.
Yeah,
okay?
The problem is he can't win by himself.
I understand that.
What have the Dallas Cowboys done
I get
over
that,
the last
but
30
I'm just saying.
years?
But that's fine. But with or without him, they haven't won. That's my
Right.
point.
So
you
you're
can
saying-
move on from people. Like
Yeah.
this whole, like you can't move on from Dak. That's why you got $60 million. Those are the mistakes you make because you believe, oh no, I can't let Dak go anywhere, so I got to sign. No, yes, you can let Dak go. You can.
Are you mad at Jerry or are you mad at Micah?
No,
because you keep going back over
No, I'm just saying that at some point you have for Jerry to stop doing the same mistake.
you're mad at Jerry.
So Jerry
Yes.
should
There it
say,
is. There we
you
go.
don't want to be in Dallas. We'll take care of that. and we'll
Micah
trade
is
you."
collateral damage. You're mad at Jerry and what they're doing to the organization.
Well, Rob,
that makes
just to
sense.
illustrate your point, Micah Parsons has played in 4 playoff games in his NFL career.
Yes.
He has a total of 4 quarterback hits.
Thank you.
1 sack.
And
across 4
but
games.
Ephraim's going to tell you how great he is, and he's the difference maker. He hasn't done anything in the postseason, and they haven't done anything. That's why I'm saying I could move on. It ain't like he set the record in sacks in playoff games or something where you go, it really wasn't his fault. He played as great and he has all these numbers. He don't have any numbers in the postseason.
Is
As
the
great as he
defense
is.
better or worse without him?
When the playoffs come,
Is
worse.
it better or worse,
Better.
man?
They're better when the playoffs
Without
come.
him?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, Steve.